All right, here we are. We're going to try a different format video, and this was actually requested from a bunch of my subscribers. And it's basically taking these short videos I do, the ones I do in my shorts. Why do they name it that? That's a horrible name. I'm making videos in my shorts. But so anyway, we're taking my short videos and I'm going to do like a deep dive on them. A lot of people requested that, and yeah, I think that'd be kind of a cool experiment. If you were wondering, I got a new wireless. I probably should hold this towards my face. I got a new wireless microphone, and I'm using my favorite pliers as a microphone holder. Normally this would clip onto your shirt. This is more for like van style videos, but I'm just going to test it out in this video, see how it works out. And yeah, so do I look like a broadcaster? I don't know. So anyway, let's get into it. We'll start off with the video that I actually posted to give everyone a quick refresher onto what we're actually talking about here, and then we'll break the actual video down, that the original video down piece by piece, and show you why it's just dumb. Seal the threads on a compression fitting. For some reason, you mar the threads up, put a little KY on it, grab some of Grandma's pubes, wrap them the wrong way, so when you tighten it down, they all come off. You have no idea what you're doing. All right, so full disclosure here, I am not a plumber. I have been known to lay a little pipe. Sorry, in my day, but I don't feel like holding this the whole time I'm making this video, so I'm going to do that with some duct tape. I think that'd be fine. But yeah, so I mean, I'm a heavy equipment mechanic, so I am familiar with hydraulics. I mean, hydraulics are basically plumbing with attitude, so keep that in mind. And I would consider myself a handyman level plumber. You know, somebody I could replace fixtures, sweat copper tubing, things like that. Just very base level plumbing stuff. So I do have a little bit of knowledge in it, but I'm not here to pretend like I am something that I'm not. I just kind of have general knowledge and common sense, which a lot of these videos lack. So let's start off with the I mean, just the whole reason why this video is dumb. So I got this screen cap from the video here, and if you look up here in the red, that would be like the nut, and down here in the blue, indicated with the blue arrow, that would be like the collar that goes over top of the tubing there. So what happens is basically you got the tubing and you got the collar, and that goes onto that, and you tighten down the nut, which compresses that collar onto the tubing and onto the fitting, i.e. compression fitting, and that's what actually seals it. So all this stuff this person is doing with the threads, completely pointless, because the threads don't do anything aside from give you something to screw onto to make the compression fitting. That out of the way, we will start with the I guess the opening clip of this here video. And this is the part where he is marring up the threads with a looks like a hacksaw blade. That is actually legit. The videos I've seen of this technique being used, they do that, and I'm pretty sure they do that so when they wrap the thread or what have you around the fitting, it gives it something to pull onto, so when you're trying to wrap it, you don't actually pull the thread off as you're trying to wrap it. So we start off fine, aside from this being a compression fitting, okay? Now, the next shot, he's putting grease, I guess that would be plumber's grease, onto the fitting that he just marred up. And anytime I've seen this technique done, you do the grease last as a lubricant. If you do it first, I would assume that grease would just cause that the threads that you're putting onto this, or the filaments or whatever you're supposed to use on this, I've heard horsehair or hemp, that would just cause it to be slippery, and as you're trying to wrap it, cause it to slip. So like I said, anytime I've ever seen this done, they've always wrapped it and then put the grease on as lubricant. So let's get into the next shot here. And this is Grandma's pubes. I will say that I don't think this is actually Grandma's pubes. One, I mean, how do you get them? and 2, I'm not 100% sure that the juice would be worth the squeeze on that one, especially having to explain yourself. This actually looks like some kind of nylon twine that he's using there. I've never seen it done with nylon twine. I'm not saying that it wouldn't work, but anytime I've ever seen it done, it was with, I've heard horsehair was a way to do it back in the day, and hemp seems like would be a more common one that I've seen actually people say was used. But again, he's wrapping that around there. Now the biggest problem isn't with the filament of choice that he decided to use, but the fact that he's wrapping it the wrong way. If you didn't know, when you're wrapping Teflon tape or hemp, horsehair, grandma's pubes, whatever, around a piece of pipe, not a compression fitting, you're supposed to wrap it in the direction that you're going to screw it on. So you got a piece of pipe here, you got a nipple, and you're screwing it on. You would screw it on this way, and that's the direction that you would wrap the Teflon tape or whatever onto it. Because if you do it the opposite direction, what happens is when you're screwing it on, the Teflon tape will actually push away from the fitting, and you don't get a good seal, and that's not a good thing because that causes leaks. So like I said, you always do it in the direction that you're supposed to be doing it in, or the direction that it's being tightened in, or it causes problems. And my next shot actually accentuates that with the red arrow indicating how all of grandma's nether region fur is being pushed out of the fitting. You can see that right there, and it's just yeah, it's a mess. And I'm pretty sure at this point in time, because this person knows absolutely nothing about what he's doing, he's like, oh well, that's not supposed to be like that. So in true TikTok life hacky, sorry, I skipped past that. Nature, what you do is you put a jump cut in there. Now, jump cuts are good for one thing, is saving time, and it's a 10-second video and you got a minute to do it, so obviously that wasn't the case. Or if you're trying to hide something, which happens a lot in these life hacks and tool demonstrations, you can see here the jump cut where he just skipped a little bit of it, because like I said in the previous clip, he was looking at this thing and saying, wow, that's not the way it looked in that video I'm trying to copy. So yeah, so we get to the jump cut, and I'll drop a clip in of the jump cut in the video so you actually see it. Maybe I'll loop it a little bit so we can see what's going on. But so I mean, it's coming off the rails for this cat, and he's just like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know why I started this. I just need those clicks and those likes. So he improvises, and then he just puts the fire to it to burn it away, to make it look like it was supposed to look. And yeah, that's pretty much it for as far as the goofiness goes inside this video. A lot of people ask me in the comments, it's just like, why would somebody do something this ridiculous? And I honestly think what it is that, like I said, this video was copied from something, and this technique, I'm not 100% sure where it came from. I mean, if you know, leave it in the comments. I kind of get the impression it was like an old school way of sealing thread, like I said, with hemp and horsehair and things of that nature. I have seen a lot in the old tool demonstration videos, where they cut a piece of pipe or a nipple halfway through and then whack it with a hammer, and they walk it out, and there's thread of some sort or fibrous material in the threads. So I don't know if this is like an Asian way of putting pipe together, or if this is an old school thing that people just try to recreate. But like I said, I mean, this person saw one of those original videos and he said, wow, that got a lot of likes on it, so let me run over to the hardware store and I'll grab a random piece of plumbing and try to recreate it so I can equally get these likes. And which is, I mean, pretty much most of what these life hacks are. If they're not stealing from each other, they're just recreating bullcrap. Now, this particular video, I've seen it reposted with it mirrored. I've seen it reposted where it's sped up a little bit, kind of like this one is. And they do that just so they could hide it from the algorithm that would find this as a as stolen content, which, I mean, you might be saying, well, what are you doing here? Well, it's like, well, I'm commenting on it. This is called fair use. But yeah, like I said, and it's just, I mean, it actually works out. There's a few channels that do this, that just do this goofy shit, and it works out for them in two different ways. And one way is that you get the benefit of the people who just don't know what it is, and they think that you're actually teaching them something, so they might give it a like or just watch it the whole way through, which is also benefits the video as far as the algorithms go, is pushing it. And then you get people like me and most of you people who see this and just like, this is dumb, and then you comment on it, which pushes the video back up. Even if you dislike it, most of these video platforms, if you just interact with the video, it will push it up. I mean, you hit dislike on it and you comment on it, that shows interaction, and the platforms aren't worried about whether or not it's valuable content. They're just worried about whether or not people are reacting with it and people are watching it. So if you're seeing this video and you say, just comment, this is stupid, on a thing, it's just like, boom, it gives them a little bit more. And there's a few, I don't want to call anybody out, but like tool tip channels, and like I said, they live on hate comments, and they also live on, as far as I could tell, bought subscribers and bought comments. Because, I mean, if you look at what their following is compared to what their actual views are on their video, it doesn't match up to what would be normal. So yeah, so I mean, that's about it. I'm still experimenting with lighting. Of course, I think I'm a little too bright here, and we'll continue to work on that. Well, hopefully this microphone worked out pretty good. It's still registering on the side of it, so that's pretty cool. And yeah, like I said, this is kind of an experiment. If you guys like it, I'll make more of these. I'm thinking there is an occasion where I get videos that are just too short for me to do, and I could do it in this format where I could actually break it down, and maybe go back to some of the other ones where I had more to say, but I was trying to keep with the length of the video, just because I think it makes a better video if I rip something down in the time it took them to post it. You know what I mean? Plus, I kind of like that rapid fire, me shitting on something. So yeah, so like I said, if you guys like it, let me know in the comments. I could do more of these, and to give me something to do when it's too cold to be out in my van doing my regular stuff. And it costs plus it'll, you know, kind of add to my repertoire of things I could do here. And yeah, I kind of like doing it, so hopefully you guys like it, and I'll do more of them. So yeah, as always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.